Greetings, everybody. We hope you all are safe and doing well. We take great delight in welcoming you to our Pride Month panel discussion. We want to thank you for being a part of such a beautiful initiative. Through this event, we hope to spread awareness about the LGBTQ rights and to support everybody who's either a part of the community, questioning, or an ally. I, Bandana Bindra, will be hosting this event today.
What is your personal experience or personal advice to people who are coming out today as a part of the LGBTQIA plus community?
See, personal advice is, I've gone through the task. I've gone through the field. I've gone through everything that one could ever go through. And I've gone through things that I don't think today's kids will ever go through also, because things are much more modified, much more modern. People have a broader view today. So I don't think people have such a bad time the way we had in our times. So I just want to say to all the younger crowd out there, that do what your mind tells you what you want to do, no matter who wants to put their foot down, whether parents, brothers, sisters, whoever, I just feel a person who belongs to a community like ours should just do what the heart says they want to do. And trust me, that person will end up most successful, most happy, because at the end of the road, trust me, you have to end up living on your own. Nobody is with you forever. Nobody.
You come alone, you go alone.
You come and you go, no matter what it is, no matter, even your own children will come and go. Nobody will stay with you. Nobody.
Completely agree with you. And that would be, so, have you ever experienced dysphoria? And of course, I think everybody has in their life once or twice, but how did you exactly deal with it?
Oh, I had a very tough time. I had an extremely tough time. I had a very, very tough time. In fact, whenever I came home, I was crying. And because I was always humiliated, I was spat upon, I was abused, which I hardly understood. What were they saying? There were words that I couldn't even understand. With much, much later in my life, I got to know that they were abusive words. But that was much later. People spat on me in markets openly. And it was atrociously, scary. And I had to apply for my studies abroad, and I had to apply. My church supported me. My church paid for me. My church, sponsored me, because I was immortally scared, thinking that, being born and brought up in India, in Kolkata, I'm born and brought up in Kolkata, and being treated like this, being spat upon for no rhyme or reason, not even for doing anything. So I had a very tough time, very, very, very tough youth. It was only tears. There were never roses. Never, never, never.
That was so inspiring and so informative. But it is important to take short breaks. And as the Entertainment Club head, it is my responsibility to make sure that these breaks are entertaining. So now we have Gurman Singh on the guitar performing Riha by Arijit Singh. Over to you, Gurman.
हंसता सा रहता हूँ, यादों में गहरा हूँ, क्या चाहिए बोलो, एक पल में लम्हा हूँ, एक पल में तन्हा हूँ, क्या चाहिए बोलो, मुझे अपना ले, मेरी रूह ने मुझको मिला, कर दे तू रिहा, अंधेरा हूँ मिल करके, हाँ कर दे तू सुबह, कर दे तू रिहा,
So, in a country like India, where the LGBT community is so taboo that, children, they don't have a lot of knowledge about this because it's not readily discussed in mainstream media. So as a child, personally, I also used the term gay or lesbian as maybe derogatory. And I have a lot of peers who did that too, which obviously now has changed because, you get exposed to a lot of mainstream media, social media, a lot of platforms through which you get to know about the community and the struggles. But so I just wanted to ask you that in this environment, how difficult was it for you to discover your own sexuality, and how difficult was it for you to come out to your friends, your family, etc.?
So like you said, like even like when you were growing up and I was growing up, the exposure which we had to this particular, these words, this vocabulary, this concept, was very less. It was very limited. All right. I think the first time that I actually like properly came across this, I don't know. I don't know if anyone of you has seen like the video for Christina Aguilera's song "Beautiful." So it showcases like a gay couple in it, and she's talking about how we all are beautiful and nothing that anybody else can say changes it. But obviously when I was younger, I wasn't really exposed to all of this, and even I initially, I didn't like, I knew I never identified with everybody else who was like all the typical boys who were around me. I knew I didn't. Okay, but since I was not exposed to that knowledge, to those ideologies, even I didn't really even I had no idea about what I could be going through, what I was exploring. Then as I grew up, I started to get more and more in touch with myself, more and more in touch with these terms, getting more and more exposed to this. And then I realized that, oh, right, okay, maybe this is something that I should give more of a thought to. Okay. And that is how like the journey started. Because even for me, it started off as something where I just presumed that I was straight. I remember when I was younger, I used to just be like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to have a girlfriend. But as I grew up, I realized that, hey, things don't work in such a dichotomous way. All right. I'm not supposed to do this or that. Okay. I can do a lot of things. And so when I started thinking about that and I started exploring it, I realized that I felt comfortable, in a certain field, like in a certain place, I felt comfortable. All right. And that's what I chose to, that's what I chose to express. That's what I chose to call myself. So that's how I came to terms with me and my sexuality. Then when it comes to coming out to friends and family, I had to first accept myself for me to come out to them. All right. That's what I always say. First, accept yourself. Only when you're properly done accepting yourself and your truth, the thing that you are, the person that you are, everything that you are, only then can you be confident enough and strong enough to show it to other people and to hold your own, even in the face of any consequence or any sort of adversity which may come from anybody else's side. So of course, I had to be very sure of myself. And that kind of surety doesn't come very easy. So it took a lot of time. And in fact, I only came out to my family or my parents 2 years ago. So only when I joined college, my first year of college was almost getting over, only then did I have that amount of surety to come out to them. With my friends, I'd come out to them I'd been out to them in school. But even that was a little bit of a troublesome issue because not everybody, like you said, is exposed to all of this. So it takes time and it takes a lot of courage. And it obviously, but the thing is that it's the person you are. And like Arjun said, it makes you beautiful. So it's just something which you should just go with it. It's making you beautiful. It's your truth. Just go with it. Stay strong. You will be able to do it for sure. And, one thing that I can be like very happy about myself, that when I came out to people and all, and I started, a lot of people have told me, that before we met you, we had no idea about this. And now you've really expanded our horizons and made us think about this in such like a more positive way. So that is like one thing which I, think of it as like a reward in like a certain way of me being confident and strong. I've managed to change at least one person's mindset.
Yes. So I wanted to ask that when you came out, who were the people who supported you, like be it friends or family members?
So the thing is that I consider myself to be very grateful because at least everybody who I consider close to myself, all of them supported me. My family, my parents were so supportive. My sister is like my best friend in the whole world. She's so supportive. And all my friends in college, in school, all of them have been so supportive, always been there by my side. So I consider myself extremely grateful to be around these people who are so open and so accepting, because even these people, like my parents, for example, they've never been exposed to this idea. They were never, while growing up, they were never exposed to the idea. They never got enough education about this. But even they took it upon themselves to grow. It was a growth for them also along with me. So instead of, people telling me that, Abhinav, we're so proud of you, I say, hey, no, I am proud of these people around me who've taken it on themselves to accept me for who I am and to try and bring about that shift in mindset. That's what I always say. And I'm so grateful for everybody who's around me, who's always supported me.
So, Abhinav, we like to end with this question, and I think this is something that is, of course, a positive ray of light everybody needs in these dark times. So, I would like to ask you in retrospect, how has your life changed after coming out?
I express myself as who I am, as exactly the person I want to be. And there's something which is so liberating in just doing that. To think that there are people over here who do not get to experience this sweetness, this liberation, is the reason I work for the community. It's because I want everybody to experience this sort of liberation which I feel. I feel so liberated, I cannot tell you. I walk out with makeup. My parents are talking to me about boyfriends. I express myself. I wear what I want. I do what I want. And that sort of liberation, that sort of freedom is so sweet. I'm telling you, it's something which is so beautiful. And I want every single person out there to experience this.
It is time for another break, and now we have Aditya Pandey with his poem titled I Am Free, through which he aims to give courage to people who have a hard time coming out. All the best, Aditya.
Nothing was wrong with me. Nothing was wrong with me, I told myself. While hiding under the covers, a person shelled. What would my neighborhood say, I thought. Will I be a victim of all those taunts? Walking down the streets, I'll be scared for sure. Some will say, don't worry, we'll find a cure. I'll be looked at differently wherever I go. I'll have to hide myself with my head hung low. And as I lay with these thoughts in my head, I realized all these things I wouldn't have to dread. For society doesn't define me and it doesn't tell me who to be. I am who I am, and that's how I'm free.
Do you have any bad experience with coming out? Like when you came out, did you feel any like harassment or bullying against your gender?
Against my sexuality here, because I've not felt any or I have not faced any bad experiences as such. The only thing that I find that I'm correcting people on very often is they tend to call me gay. They directly call, they don't understand bisexuality. They say you're 50% straight and you're 50% gay. I'm like, no, I'm 100% both. So yeah, so when people call me gay, I feel that's the one thing that I end up correcting a lot. I see a lot of people doing that, but it's okay. It gives me an opportunity to educate them or to help them see another perspective.
In retrospect, has your life changed after you coming out?
I haven't really come out to my parents yet, so it's not a lot different. Like I have to hide my sexuality at multiple occasions. But I'm out to all my friends, all the people in my school know, and all the people who follow me on Instagram know, and anyone who's ever spoken to me knows. So I think that gives me a lot of comfort. It creates a lot, or like it makes me feel more valid. Like it shouldn't come from other people, but unfortunately it has to to some extent, right? And yeah, coming out to them was amazing because again, they treated me with indifference, which is something I love. And but I don't know if it holds true for anyone who wants to come out to their friends or their family, because again, not everyone will be accepting of you, and you need to make the best decision for yourself. This does not come as an advice, but definitely it was very easy for me. My life was a lot easier, and yeah.
It felt good after you came out. You didn't have to carry that burden around.
Right, but like the whole process wasn't actually coming out. Like coming out is when someone's not accepting of you, and then you tell them and you try to make them accepting of you. But it came very easy to me. It just everyone was very queer affirmative except my best friend. I told the whole story before. But yeah, I it didn't really make a huge impact. It would if I do actually come out to my parents, but I'm
Okay, so have you ever doubted yourself just because the society thought it was a phase or just a plain wrong?
Fair, yeah. There were many, instances where I came across pieces of literature or messages on social media platforms, which were, which made it seem like this part of my life was a phase. But I wasn't necessarily affected by that. I felt that, this is I was very certain when I came out. I made sure that this is not a fleeting feeling, and that this is not just an infatuation. That it is a part of who I am. And so, no, I don't think I have doubted myself, but I feel like there is doubt in this system.
I hope you guys are ready for another song cover because we have Prachi singing Happily by One Direction. All the best, Prachi.
We're on fire, we are on fire, we're on fire now. We're on fire, we are on fire, we're on fire now. I don't care what people say when we're together. You know I wanna be the one that holds you in your sleep. I just want it to be you and I forever. You know you want me, so come on, baby, be with me too happily.
Like even allies play an important role. Like it's not just the people who are part of the community. So how do you think that allies can make the situation better?
Absolutely. So, this is for people who have lived as conservatives for their most lives, who believe in the two genders given by God. Again, I am atheist as well, so I don't believe in the idea of God, but the two biological genders. They see that anything other than a heterosexual relationship is unnatural. Now, the only way that we, as part of the LGBTQ community, have to help spread the message of peace and love and tolerance is through our allies, through people who are heterosexual but understand the fact that love comes in many forms, and that everyone has the fundamental human right to love whomever and whenever they want. So yeah,
Yeah.
allies are very important.
What advice would you give to people who are still not out of the closet?
Jump out in your nightgowns. You look more sexier, you look more beautiful, people will see your beautiful body. That would be my advice. Being in a closet, you can't see how beautiful the clothes are or how beautiful the soul is in the closet. You cannot see the person in the closet. Anything closeted can't be seen. So you can't even talk to it, you can't even move with it, you can't even react to it. So people in the closet will always remain in darkness. They'll always be in darkness. So my advice is jump out in whatever you're wearing, whatever you're thinking, whatever you are, and get and talk to the world out there. You'll feel a happier person with freedom.
So, what would you like to say to a person who is still in the closet or vividly scared because of the external judgment passed by the society?
I would just tell them to come out whenever A, they're comfortable, and be in a safe environment.
Now we're going to have Ragini recite a short poem titled Dear Mom and Dad, which explains what goes through a kid's mind when they're coming out to their parents. All the best, Ragini.
Dear Mom and Dad, for the past 3 years, I've been living with this fear. I thought I was inadmissible for being different, or maybe incapable of loving the opposite gender. But then I realized It's not a blunder. It's something I should cherish and be proud of. It's something I shouldn't hide or be ashamed of. I love women, and I know now that loving people doesn't need permission. I am happy. I am free. Today, I feel like a brick has been lifted off my chest because this version of me is the best. Mom and Dad, I am gay and happy this way.
Okay, so what is the importance of using pronouns in day-to-day life, like for the
So,
community?
yeah, for that, let me give you an analogy. When you, let's say, for example, when you were little and you learned pronouns in English class, you say something without a gender is it. So, and the two genders that we have are he and she. But and they said that in a group setting, that their common gender is they and not he or she. Now, the thing is, uh, it is important to have pronouns so that we can identify people and we are able to refer to them with respect. So, let's say, for example, in Hindi, we have aap. It's a pronoun for
Yeah.
someone who is respected or someone who's elder to you, that way. So, yes, there is a level of appropriation and there's a level of order. I feel a level of respect that comes with using the right pronouns for the people, and asking them what pronoun they'll be comfortable with should become something of the norm nowadays. But yeah, it is important.
Has being part of the LGBT community impacted your mental health?
Nothing like that. Yeah, but sometime it happened because sometimes the only thing which is still that like the loneliness here. So you're not going to get the actual partners you love here because this is a very conservative society. I'll say a homophobic society. So still people are a part of it, but they don't want to come out openly and live a very healthy relationship, or we can't have a couple relationship. It is now I've been told that it is coming out, people are coming out and it is being more liberal, but the main fact is we have to literate our society. Even the law cannot do anything. It is the main the people's mind, and they have to change. That's what I feel.
Right.
How did you feel about it when you first got to know that you realized that you were pansexual? Like, what was your initial reaction to it?
Just like any other queer kid, I was like, oh, I'm faking it. Oh, I'm totally faking it. But then it took me some time. I told my friends at first, and they were like, yeah, oh, we already knew you were not straight. So it's no big of a deal for us for you to be pansexual. Then I was like, okay, well, okay, if you agree, then okay, it's fine.
This next song cover really does touch your heart. Now we have Arundhati Tomar singing Mystery of Love. All the best, Arundhati.
First time that you kissed me, harmless by the time I cried. I built your walls around me, white noise, one awful sound. Falling by Rook River, feel my feet above the ground. Hand of God, deliver me, always be. First time that you touched me, oh, wonders ever cease. Blessed be the mystery of love.
Do you think is the importance of the pronouns that people have been using these days?
I mentioning your pronouns in any sort of social identity, like online identity, be it WhatsApp, Instagram, Zoom, Google Meet, any platform you're on, is a really good thing to do. It promotes the concept that gender isn't something which can be assumed just by looking at a person. Even when a cisgendered person mentions their pronouns, it gives the idea, look, it's he, him, or she, her, but it could be something else. Like, you can't just assume that. So it plays like a huge role in creating a safe space for non-binary people and all those who don't want to conform to the gender binary or don't want to be referred to by the he, him, or she, her pronouns. Uh, yeah, and that's about it. Like it just helps create a safe space, and yeah.
How was your journey?
So, my journey has been mostly, comfortable, I would say, without any major, bad experiences or poor interactions with anyone. After I came out, I first came out to my friends, so not to my parents first, but first to my friends. And yeah, the receival or um, how they are receiving it currently is very good. Like they are not discriminating against me. They are not treating me worse for the fact that I am, bisexual. And yeah, it's been very nice. I'm in a position where I am able to help clear a lot of doubts and misconceptions that my friends or people around me might have regarding this sensitive topic. So yeah.
And on that note, I would like to bring this interview to an end. Once again, thank you for being a part of this initiative and sharing your valuable insights with our audience. It was a pleasure having you here, and we hope to interact like this soon.